大約1萬個工人喺飯堂食飯，有工人插隊買飯，被保安要求交罰款，工人拒絕之後被保安毆打，其他工人同保安加入打鬥，多個人受傷。星期二，大批保安再到工人宿舍追打工人，最少2個工人死咗。公安到場，但係保安唔俾佢哋入去。尋日幾千個工人就要求廠方嚴懲啲保安，雙方再衝突，有人燒車。防暴警察同武警介入調停，當局就話有70幾人受傷，但係冇人死亡，又派人進駐工廠調查件事。
山西省北部繁峙縣一個金礦發生爆炸，據報有46個礦工係死亡，其中10幾人係陝西人。據內地嘅傳媒報道，事發喺上個星期六，礦場嘅東主企圖隱瞞事件，因此救援隊伍喺意外之後嘅第7日先至抵達現場，而罹難者嘅家屬亦都睇唔到親人嘅遺體。呢一次爆炸相信係礦坑內數以噸計嘅炸藥引致㗎。有工人從礦井另外一個出口逃生，據估計爆炸發生嘅時候，礦井下邊有117個人。
台灣基隆發生工業意外，工人到涵洞清理污水吸入沼氣，造成4個人死亡。救援人員到場搶救，但係涵洞位處防波堤，救援人員要穿過石縫，用2個鐘頭先至救出啲工人，其中4個救出嘅時候已經昏迷，送院之後不治。另外4個人要急救。意外喺中午左右發生，一間冷凍廠排水系統堵塞咗，3個人員冇帶裝備，就到涵洞清理污水。回歸5年嚟咧，教育咧都係行政長官董建華最
行例行嘅實彈訓練。駐港部隊司令員洪志仁話，部隊嘅防務工作能力喺5年內不斷提升，同特區政府以及市民建立咗良好關係。由黃偉培報導。
30幾度烈日當空，10幾個駐港部隊嘅陸軍成員喺位於粉嶺嘅新圍軍營靶場進行實彈訓練。佢哋分別用輕機槍同埋狙擊步槍射向遠處嘅靶，又用榴彈發射器遠射山上嘅目標。駐港部隊3軍由97年回歸到而家，進駐香港接近5年。駐港部隊司令員洪志仁強調，部隊除咗落實一國兩制嘅方針，按照基本法同埋駐軍法辦事之外，過去5年嚟防務工作嘅能力亦都不斷提高。
我們在實際工作當中遇到了許多新情況、新問題，我們通過嚴格的訓練、嚴格的管理、駐軍的軍政素質得到了提高。
洪志仁又強調，部隊同特區政府以及市民建立咗良好嘅關係，而部隊喺過去亦通過開放軍營以及參加各種活動，令到香港市民對佢哋加深認識。亞洲電視記者黃偉培報導。
國際方面，以色列軍隊繼續喺西岸嘅軍事行動，喺一個巴勒斯坦人槍手屋裏邊發現一張巴人嬰兒嘅相片。
In Beijing last night, they're among 51 secondary students on a cultural exchange tour to the city. Samiol reports some tour members say the hotel did not have adequate fire safety measures.
The 2 Hong Kong teenage girls were unconscious when brought out of their room. Ambulance workers tried to resuscitate them, but to no avail. They were only 12 and 17 years old. Firefighters rushed to the scene to evacuate other guests at the hotel. Another hotel guest was also injured in the fire. The fire started at a room on the 10th floor of the Katik Plaza Hotel at around 11 o'clock last night. Authorities are still investigating the cause of the fire. The fire alarm didn't ring, said this tour member. We got out on our own accord. Others find last night's experience too painful to even talk about. Hong Kong's representative office in Beijing confirmed that the 2 deceased were among 51 secondary students on a 1-week cultural exchange trip organized by the Peking University. Families of the 2 girls have arrived in Beijing and contacted mainland public security officials. Staff from the China Insurance Group, which organized the tour's accommodation and transportation, was also on hand to assist the bereaved. The director of the SAR's office in Beijing says their needs will be referred to the Beijing authorities. The Katik Plaza Hotel, located near the Asian Games Village, is still closed. A staff member says the guests have been transferred to other hotels. Amy O, TVB News.
Sending students on cultural.
當大家諗翻起30年前嘅香港， 好多人都會話73年股災，然之後就係經濟起飛。但係又有幾多人留意到當時嘅香港文化亦都正在起飛緊？
我諗香港之所以有
off as Hindu holy men.
Residents of a shanty town in southern Kashmir were watching a televised cricket match between India and Pakistan when 5 militants disguised as Hindu holy men attacked. They lobbed grenades into the crowd before opening fire with Kalashnikov rifles. They then invaded 2 small temples before fleeing into nearby forests. Among the dead were 13 women and a child. Dozens more were injured, some seriously. Police blamed a Pakistan-based militant group, whom India accused of attacking its parliament in December. That attack, which left 14 people dead, escalated tensions between New Delhi and Islamabad. The situation worsened 5 months later, when militants massacred Indian soldiers and their families near Jammu. Tensions have since subsided after frantic international diplomatic efforts to pull the 2 nuclear rivals from the brink of an all-out war.
Authorities in Pakistan are still investigating a grenade attack.
Launching attacks from its territory on targets in Indian-administered Kashmir. In the past week or so, however, India has claimed the infiltrations have begun to increase again and accused Pakistani President Pervez Musharraf of reneging on his promise. James Lagilia, TVB News.
In Pakistan, the 9 Europeans injured after a hand grenade was hurled at their tour party have been discharged from hospital. They were taken by police.
7年嘅騷亂同埋衝擊之後呢，香港政府都好想市民呢對香港有信心，對香港。
On medical grounds after intense negotiations with a U.S. human rights activist. 74-year-old Tanak Jigme Sangpo arrived in Chicago from Beijing in pretty good health. He was arrested in September 1983 and sentenced to 15 years in prison for campaigning against Chinese rule in Tibet. Sangpo's sentence was extended twice after that and had been due to expire in the year 2011.
From a launch site in South Australia. The Japanese-made superjet spiraled in the sky and crashed onto the ground in a ball of fire. The cause of the crash was not immediately known.
Yes, we have to investigate in detail in the system technology and also the structural technology and also some propulsion one.
The superjet rode piggyback on a 10-meter rocket and was supposed to detach from the booster at an altitude of 18 kilometers. It was then supposed to glide back down at twice the speed of sound. Despite the setback, Japanese scientists are already looking to the next launch.
Of course, a little disappointment. However, this is the first step for the verification of our experimental technologies so that we can have another good, successful launch.
The project aims to reduce the noise of supersonic flights so the superjet can fly anywhere.
Hundreds of mourners have gathered in the Ural mountain city of Ulfa to pay their final respects to those killed in this month's air collision over Germany. The accident
to prop up the currency is on the cards. Masahiro Shiokawa also says the Japanese yen should stay between 125 and 1.
至今仍有7791.4此案将进行持续1周时间的法定程序不判决。
成都警方近日破获了一起利用计算机网络进行赌博的案件。我们来看报道。
在世界杯开幕之前，成都警方发现市内某住宅区有住户私自安装卫星接收器，并根据这个线索，发现一伙人有利用计算机进行赌球活动的嫌疑。警方立即成立专案组进行调查。6月17号，警方抓获一名接头人，并以他为突破口展开行动，一举抓获了9名犯罪嫌疑人，现赌球的计算机4台、手机6部，赌资人民币58万多元，以及大量外币及银行卡。审讯，几名犯罪嫌疑人系境外赌球公司成员，于今年初来到成都进行赌球活动。目前此案正在进一步中。
平均。